And we are back. This is wrap up of week 9, the start of block 3, 45.5 miles in the books, or 73.3 kilometers. Hopefully, everyone had a great training week. So, yeah, just coming off active recovery the previous week and great start to the block. Everything felt really good. Let's go into a little bit of kind of an overview and talk about some of the highlights of the week. So yeah, overall, this was a super busy work week for me as well as a training week. Some of my kind of work obligations kind of got in the way a little bit, so I ended up having to sacrifice 2 weight sessions, which was a bit unfortunate, but not the end of the world. I still made sure I got at least one session on kind of every major kind of muscle group, legs, back, chest, all that good stuff. You know, things can happen. Life happens. Not the end of the world. In terms of the run, our kind of midweek running trifecta started with a 8 mile opener, and yeah, nothing too crazy about this one. Felt pretty good getting out there, and yeah, kind of went through the paces heading into the Wednesday run was a back to speed session because of the work schedule. This one happened at night. It was a touch rainy, but like the weather was a little more on the warmer side, especially considering like a speed session. You're gonna be warmer anyways. You're getting that heart rate up, and you're kind of giving her. So first time kind of touching very close to that kind of 4 minute kilometer pace on the road. Not that it really matters, but everything's relative. Felt like I was working. Probably still had a little bit more in the tank to give, but I wanted to make sure I didn't overextend. But yeah, that was cool. And then obviously we followed it up with a nice little 7 mile after my workday as well. This one I got out before it was completely dark. Just went through the paces, nothing crazy. Yeah, so that was kind of how we were looking with the midweek stuff. Um, Heading into the weekend, we had the 18 mile or 30K planned, and just some of my thoughts from the previous kind of 26K before the active rest. I felt I was like a little bit short on water, and I decided it was time to kind of pull the water reservoir out for the first time. If you haven't used one of these guys before, it kind of slots into your running pack. I got this guy here that can take about 2 liters of water. So I filled this whole entire guy up, mixed with some tailwind, as well as the 2 soft flasks, and decided to get at it pretty early in the morning. When did I start? Just after 7 shortly. It was a brisk -4 degrees Celsius. The start was a little bit cold. Felt a little bit ridiculous running with almost 4 liters of water, a little extra weight. Um, Definitely wasn't used to it. So mental note, kind of keep testing closer to how you're gonna run. Now, in reality, in the race scenario, there's going to be checkpoints. You're never going to want to carry 4 liters of water. Um, but yeah, I enjoyed kind of drinking from the hose. Found the flow was pretty good. The only concerning thing, it was a bit hard to know how fast I was consuming the water. And I knew I was a little bit screwed in the sense of I had about 10K left and I hadn't finished the 2 liter bag yet, or had started the front flasks. So I'm gonna have to keep a note on that to the point where I essentially carried the front waters for no reason. So on the next time out, I will likely just not bring them, or put like some snacks in the front or something. This is why it's always important to kind of test your race kit and your fueling strategies and things like that well ahead of time, because there's going to be adjustments, especially as you're starting to make some changes in gear. The run itself was nice. It was a bit on the cold side, but besides that, conditions were clear, sun was out. Uh, got a bit of a mix in terms of the um, terrain. Essentially, it was about 18K on the roads, 12K on kind of dirt side road. Really just trying to start to mix it up a little bit. It's not the mountains, it's not the trail really, but the more time you get off the pavement and into the kind of conditions that you're going to be running in on game day, the better. So got through 30K, felt pretty good, stretched it out real nice. And then heading into the Sunday run, it was a beautiful 8 degrees, which was a nice change, and it was 75 minutes we had in the book. So went by a nearby trail. I hadn't really ran on too much. Trail, I say kind of with a little bit of hesitancy. More kind of loose gravel. Uh, it was a bit damp in some spots, but we got some elevation on points, some decent inclines, and it was nice to kind of just spend 75 minutes just kind of going through the park on a few laps and getting almost entirely the 75 minutes on the trails, besides kind of just the time to run there and kind of back. So that was cool. I wasn't wearing the trail shoes either. Another note is it's it's always true you run slower on trails, and I thought it was going to be about a minute slower, and sure enough it was. It was closer to kind of like 6:50, 7-minute paces for the most part on the trails, which isn't something that you should worry about too much. You should only really worry if your road pace, your trail pace are the exact same, especially at a similar level of fitness. Wasn't the case here though, so yeah, went through it, was feeling good. Anyways, first week is down. We're heading into the second week of this block. We're going to keep the routes relatively the same, only a slight bump up on this guy, so we're going to go into an 8, a 5 on a hill session, and then an 8 for the weekly runs. So really just adding an extra mile in there. We're going to keep the long run at 18 miles, 30K one more time, but the Sunday run will tack another 5 minutes on there for a nice, cool 80 minutes. Um, so it's looking great. Bonus, it's apparently supposed to hit over 20 degrees Celsius in Ontario this week, so looking forward to some warmer weather and not having to wear so much like warm clothes and extra gear and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's sweet. Hopefully everyone's training weeks are going well, and yeah, let's get after it.